Hi guys, in this video I want to talk a little bit about VSTs and how to get them set up in Energy XT. Okay, so here I am in Energy XT. I'm going to go up to my file menu right up here, go to setup, and that will open up this window right here. It may be on the projects tab or one of these other tabs. What you want to do is go over to the browser tab, and this drop down may also be set on something else. You want to drop this down and select plugins, and this is where you want to tell Energy XT where your VST plugin folder is. And if you don't have that set up, I'm just going to go into my Windows Explorer here and just show you what I do. Let me open a new window here. So Energy XT, as of right now, is only a 32-bit application. So I go into this computer, Windows C drive, and then you most likely, if you're on Windows 10, you're going to have two folders for program files. You'll have program files and then program files in parentheses x86, which is the 32-bit programs. Okay. And in there is where I've created a folder that I've called VST plugins, and I've named it the way that you see here because I have other applications like OBS that will look for that folder name. There are other applications that can host VST plugins like OBS and Ocean Audio and Audacity. I've named it this because OBS is the only one, at least when I had it set up this way, that had a specification for what it had to be called. So sometimes if you install a VST, it will create its own folder in program files that'll be called like Steinberg /VST or capital VST _ plugins or something different like that. So I've named it this, and inside my VST folder you can have as many folders as you want. I've separated my VSTs into different folders so that when I'm in my host application or my digital audio workstation like Energy XT, it will follow that folder structure. So I want to have all of my effects. These will be like my insert effects or send effects, things that affect audio, not generate it, like instruments. I put all of those in that folder, and then I have a folder called instruments. These are all generators, either synthesizers or samplers that create some kind of sound that I use for producing music. I also have a folder called Melodic Production because Melodic Production has a pack of things. It's a very, very large free VST pack of all sorts of things. So it's got its own folder because there's so many different plugins in there. If you use Reaper, that's what I would recommend to do with Reaper as well, because Reaper has a ton of really, really nice VST plugin files that can work in third-party applications as well. So that's how I've set up my VST folder. I know where it is. It's in program files, parentheses x86, VST plugins, named the way that I named it, and then I've got my folders in there. If you don't have a folder specified in here yet, you would just click add. It will bring up a browser. You want to go into your C drive, program files x86, because Energy XT is only a 32-bit application. It can only use 32-bit VSTs. There are plenty of free 32-bit VSTs. In fact, there's probably more than there are 64-bit for free. So I would navigate to my VST plugin folder. There it is. I only need to select it. I don't need to select anything inside of it, and then just click OK, and then it will be added there. Over in the browser then, you have a plugins tab. Once you click that, you'll see all of your folders just like you saw them in Windows Explorer available right there. And for instruments, it's just as easy as dragging and dropping a plugin right under this blank gray area right here, and that will load up a new channel with that plugin inserted on it as an instrument. VST stands for Virtual Studio Technology, and it comes in the form of an audio plugin software interface that will integrate with a host application, hence the name plugin. So these are little gems that can really enhance your music making experience and give you options that don't come pre-packaged with your host software. In any modern software package today, there's a lot of built-in functionality, but being able to host VST plugins will give you this endless third-party integration to be able to create things either in different ways or be able to do things that you're not normally able to do in your host application. So you can find all kinds of VSTs, either instruments or effects, that can augment your sounds and the features of your digital audio workstation to provide you with a lot more creative options. I am really picky about my VSTs. I have tested a lot of different ones over the years. I prefer things that are lightweight, that run very smoothly and provide me with the kind of sound that I'm looking for, but in a very simplistic and sometimes very minimal way. I kind of set very specific limitations for myself. One, so that I can reach for the tools that I know really, really well and get to them quickly, but also because I don't like loading times for software or plugins, waiting around for things to load, big sample libraries to load into your samplers. I just like to work much more efficiently without a lot of waiting time for, things to load or render or whatever. So I'll tend to find more simple tools that don't bog down my machine. I can use multiple instances of them. So things that are really CPU efficient and get the job done are the things that I'm looking for. And some of my favorite websites to find VSTs, especially for free, is vstforfree.com. You can find all kinds of them on here. I've tested out a whole bunch of them. Not every one that's on here, that's listed on there, may work for your host application. I have had a few that have crashed Energy XT, so I've kind of weeded through them over the years and found the ones that not only sound really, really great, but are also CPU efficient, easy to use, don't bog down my machine, and don't crash. They're very, very stable. So those are the criteria that I'm looking for in a good VST plugin. Otherwise, I will lean heavily on the built-in features or effects in my host application or digital audio workstation, because most likely those are going to be the most efficient. Now, they may not do the particular kind of job or generate the kind of sound that you're looking for, and that's where plugins come in really handy. So check out VST for free. They're organized in a really, really nice way, both for instruments, effects, and for MIDI utilities. I hope that helps anybody who's wanting to set up their VSTs to use in Energy XT. By the way, I had a question on my channel to see if this would work with just the demo or trial version of Energy XT, and I do not believe it will allow you to host VSTs. So unfortunately, you won't be able to try that out before you purchase the full version, but it's very affordable. You can see the proof here that it does load your VSTs as long as they're 32-bit version. Thank you guys for watching. Bye for now.